number 1 Oregon, as the nation's only undefeated team, enjoys favorite status, but it faces a challenging path to the national championship. The Ducks will likely need to tackle tough opponents like number 8 Ohio State and number 5 Texas just to make it to the final game. Coach Dan Lanning acknowledged the difficulty of their bracket placement, saying, "It's not supposed to be easy. In this 12-team playoff era, there are no easy paths to a national title. Oregon might be the top pick, but this format, combined with the lack of a dominant team this season, makes picking a winner much trickier than in previous years. Here's how I'd rank the 12 playoff teams in order of their chances to win the national championship. 12. SMU, number 11 seed. The Mustangs' surprise playoff appearance is largely thanks to a quarterback change that sparked their offense. However, with no wins over playoff caliber teams, they'll have a tough time against Penn State in the first round. Even if they manage an upset, their path to the championship is steep. 11. Clemson, number 12 seed. Dabo Swinney's team deserves credit for bouncing back from an early season blowout against Georgia, but a tough first-round matchup with Texas likely ends their playoff run. If Clemson somehow pulls off the upset, they'll have to contend with Oregon, which could be too much. 10. Indiana, number 10 seed. A remarkable turnaround from a 3-9 season to 11-1 under Kurt Cinieri, but Indiana's success has been largely against inferior competition. Their lone game against a playoff team was a blowout loss to Ohio State. Facing Notre Dame in the first round will be a daunting task. 9. Arizona State, number 4 seed. Arizona State is on a hot streak with 6 straight victories, including a Big 12 title. Running back Cam Skattebo has been one of the nation's best, but Texas's defense in the quarterfinals might be too tough to overcome, especially for a team that hasn't faced a defense of that caliber. 8. Boise State, number 3 seed. The Broncos earned their playoff spot without relying on the Group of Five's automatic bid, but their chances of advancing to the national championship are uncertain. With players like Ashton Jeanty stepping up, Boise State could be dangerous, but their passing game must be near perfect to survive a gauntlet of top teams like Penn State and Georgia. 7. Tennessee, number 9 seed. Tennessee's defense is elite and carries the team, but their road struggles could hamper their playoff run. In the first round, a tough road matchup at Ohio State awaits, and if they survive that, they will likely have to face Oregon. The Volunteers need Nico Iamaleava to step up and become a more consistent passer for a deep run. 6. Penn State, number 6 seed. The Nittany Lions earned a solid spot in the playoffs, but have a history of falling short in big games under James Franklin. Their bracket placement is favorable, but they'll need to overcome Oregon in the national championship, which would be monumental. Still, they have the talent to pull off some upsets. 5. Ohio State, number 8 seed. The Buckeyes are loaded with talent, including a deep roster and the ability to beat top teams, but a loss to Michigan and a few key injuries have placed them on a difficult path. To make it to the final, they'd have to get through teams like Tennessee, Oregon, and potentially Texas, which will not be easy. 4. Notre Dame, number 7 seed. Notre Dame has been impressive in finishing the regular season strong, but their light schedule raises doubts about how prepared they are for the playoffs. They could surprise teams if their defense holds up, especially given their favorable bracket. But winning 4 games in a row against top-tier teams remains a formidable challenge. 3. Georgia, number 2 seed. Georgia's injury to starting quarterback Carson Beck is concerning, but their depth and history of success make them a serious contender. Gunnar Stockton has stepped up admirably, and the team has enough talent to stay competitive. Despite some holes in their roster compared to previous years, they are still a team to watch. 2. Texas, number 5 seed. Texas has yet to beat a playoff team, but it is formidable. Its defense has been solid, and its offensive line has handled every team except Georgia. The biggest question is quarterback Quinn Ewers. If he can elevate his play, Texas could be poised for a national championship run. It is a real threat, but its first few games will test its readiness for the biggest challenges. 1. Oregon #1 seed. Oregon is the team to beat. With the best quarterback in the playoff and no glaring weaknesses, they've proven themselves against tough competition. Despite a tough bracket, the Ducks are well positioned to reach the final. Their combination of talent and depth makes them the most balanced team in the field, and it's hard to imagine them being stopped on their path to the national title. This season's 12-team playoff format has made predictions much more difficult, but one thing is clear: Oregon has the tools to win it all. The other teams must bring their A game even to stand a chance.